Hey guys, WeQuilt Studio here, and this is update, I believe number 3, and mostly the change that I made for this update is on screen 4 with the mixer quilt. So I'll show you that when we get there. And then on screen 1, I actually did make a change. I made these two colors lighter because now I'm starting to like them lighter. I originally had to make them darker because my original pinwheel picture, had them a little darker, and I just wanted to make sure people understood that, they match. But I think they'll get the picture. But so for this video, I'm just going to quickly, maybe I'll bring in some of my favorite colors. Let me grab, I have an RGB chart that I've been making of like my favorite colors. And you notice I have lots of tans now. The one that I have starred here is the current one. That's the default 215, 180, 118. I like these as well. This one's really light. Here's all my RGBs again that I have saved. You want to take a screenshot and then those. And I think I have an orange on the back that I've been liking. That's a 230. So, but anyways, yeah, that's kind of, the changes on the first screen. So let me just, I'm just going to use the colors here so I can quickly skip to screen 4. Well, famous last words. I just want there to be contrast. And let's see. I think we'll go with that. Let me see if I click that, if I went lighter. Oh, see, now I'm liking that one. I might want to change it again. I'm not sure. I keep changing my mind, but at least we have the options then to change it. So I'll just go ahead and fill in this pinwheel. So 1, I already know them by heart. Whoops, famous last words. And finish off the corners, finish off the boxes. 3 is the hardest because you go up, down, right, left. And then this one is easy, of course. So then I'll temp save it and see more. And then I'm going to bring in the one that I do kind of like to bring in because it allows me, the spool allows me a lot of flexibility. I do like it. And so I'll just use the same colors, but remember you can change them, lighten and darken as well. And whatever you click here, it shows up down here as well. So you can assign it, and there's just so much flexibility. So this is an in-app design, and actually I'll go here and here. Actually, I have this saved as an image to bring in on my upload. That's okay. We'll leave it there. And then I'll just quickly fill it in there. Okay, and I'll temp save it. So, and on this one, I'm going to grab something that's diagonal. I usually grab one of the Jacob's ladders, but there's also the bow tie that's diagonal. That would be interesting. I haven't tried that as a diagonal. I'll go in the center, and then since I used that color there, I don't know, maybe, yeah, I don't know now. Let's see. I wonder if I should make this all black. Since the black is on, I'm just going to go ahead and temp save that. Just something different. And then for this one, I'll just do these and then I'll do those. Temp save, scroll up, compare all. So here they are. And so this is where, like, if I want to share save, hit drive. See, there's my preview, and I could rename it, of course. So I'm just going to hit this arrow, and they'll ask me if I want to cancel. Yes. So this is the button up here. The blocks 1, 2, 3, and mixer is where I made some changes. So this is 1 and 2, and remember on 1 and 2, you can just click anywhere and they rotate. Okay. And if you want to rotate all of them as you see them, you just click there and all of these rotate. And as you see them, so these got vertical, these other ones got horizontal. If you want to bring it back to the default quickly, just go back and then come forward. And then this one is the same way. That's kind of interesting. Yeah, I haven't been using this as my diagonal. What's nice about it is when you have this diagonal, when you get to the mixer, you can bring it around and rotate it and really make a pretty design. So, but you know, you've got the same things here, and that rotates all of them. That rotates all of them as well. And then this is the mixer, and the mixer defaults at blocks 2 and 3. Oops. See, I just hit this button. Hey guys, interrupting the video because I just realized that I should explain why these all rotated when I touched this. This row here, this middle row, doesn't necessarily rotate things, but because you notice this is vertical and these are now horizontal, all of these spools. The reason why they rotated is because when I was up here, okay, I touched this one and I rotated them all. So now, since this one's rotated, when we came down here and I touched this, they all rotated to mimic this one. So if I want to rotate them all back, and I think I go over this later on in the video, but I just want to make sure I cover it. If I want to get these to rotate back to vertical, instead of having to touch them individually with these purple buttons, I can just come up here and rotate that one back. So these all went vertical as well. But then when I come down here and I touch this again, all of these will rotate vertical all at once. So it's just a quick way of doing it. So I just thought I would touch on that because it might have been confusing. It kind of threw me off a little bit too. And then I remembered, oh yeah, I should explain that. So I'll rotate them back because that's how it was when we left the video. So I'll rotate that back and then I'll hit it again. So now they'll be horizontal. And now we can go back to the video. And that's why I added this here, because sometimes I hit it by accident and I don't mean to, and it messes with everything. So when you hit this middle row, it fills them in. If you don't want the odds filled in because you've played with your purple buttons and individually set things, then make sure you click this and then this row is locked. So now if you accidentally hit it, you won't mess anything up. So when I come down here, what I've been doing is right away hitting this lock button. And I thought about the coloring. I thought, oh, is that too bright? I don't want to mess with you know, envisioning this with these bright colors, but I thought, no, I'll just leave them, because then you know this row is locked and you don't ever have to worry about hitting something. But if I click it, it unlocks it, and now if I hit here, all the odds will populate. So here, you know, it'll replace these. So there's that. So then that's 1 and 3, which is just like this one, you know. So, and if I want to go back to this one, I can do that. And so, but if I say wanted to just start from scratch, I could upload a block that's completely solid silver or whatever, or solid white, a block that I've saved from a previous session, I should say. But yeah, if I'm going to go ahead and lock it, and then let's just say I want to set all of them to the odds. So right now, I mean, to the spool. So the odds are on the spool, but what if I wanted to just put all of these, right? Well, 1 and 3 kind of work together, or work against each other, I should say. And you can see toggle rotate, the rotate on is grayed out. So if I hit something on here, it's not going to rotate. It actually won't, look at it, went blank. And why did it go blank? Because I didn't have anything selected down here, and I have this off. So it went blank. But as soon as I say select that, now these went gray. Now when I click there, it comes back. And it came back in that manner, and it's more than likely in that rotation, because up here, whoops, I just hit that one. Because up here, see, it's in that rotation, which is fine. I can just toggle rotate on and rotate it back if I want. Same thing with this one. And if I want to, you know, get another block in here, I'll hit reset down here, because all these purples correspond with this reset button, okay? So basically, at this point, then I could say select that one, and now when I hit up here, let's see, oh, I have rotate on. See, even I make a mistake. If it rotates, then you know you forgot to toggle rotate. Now when I hit up here, this will, okay, so there you go. So rows 1 and 3 have to do with touching the quilt. Row 2, you don't touch the quilt, you just touch one of the buttons. Okay, I probably should have led with that statement. So I can, with this one activated, I can go ahead and fill in whatever I want. But what I've been doing is I've been actually resetting it, and then I actually want to activate my rotate, because I want these to point to the center, because they're a diagonal block. And then I'll have that one point, and I'll make a V. Okay, so that these are already pointing. And then up here, I'll make a V. And those are already pointing. So then I kind of start with that pattern. But then I get confused. So then I have to bring in solid blocks to fill everything in. So that's when I upload a finished block. And this one is lighter. I think it matches the same lightness. Yeah, it does. So then I'll just come in and everything, whoops. Obviously I forgot to activate it. You notice down here, uploaded has to be selected. Everything else is grayed out, and I have to toggle off the rotate. Now, I'll make everything plain just so I could get my bearings. Because I made a really cool quilt. Using this idea of like, you know, emanating from the front. And now I can go from here and I can decide what I want to do. So I could maybe add this again. So I'll reset and then hit block 1, and I can decide where I want to add it. Maybe I want to add it there. And maybe up here. Yeah, I'm not sure. How did I do this before? Oh, no, I didn't. So let me, there's no undo because I couldn't figure it out yet. So let me reset, select this. Okay. So let's reset and select this again. I think I went here. And then maybe the corners. Something like that. And then I can decide, you know, what I want in here. I may want to reset. Remember, this is still locked, so I'm not even using this row. Remember, if you unlock it and then click one of these, this will populate in the odds. 1, 3, 5, 7, 9. This will populate in the odds. This will populate in the evens. So that's why I always been locking it now. So I'm gonna choose this one again, and maybe now it's activated. My rotate is off. So yeah, I think I want that, and I'll rotate that in a minute. And now I'll toggle rotate on. I'll make this emanate from there maybe. I'm not the most creative person, but I'm trying. And then maybe I'll reset it and put these in. Oh, notice it's not clicking because my rotate is on, so nothing's happening. So I'm sitting here rotating a block that is solid. It doesn't even, so toggle that off. This is selected. And I can rotate those in a sec. I'll just put these all in. Okay. And so now I'm going to toggle rotate on, and I kind of wanted to form a, see how this is blank? So now I've got that curve and that curve and that curve. So it kind of formed a diamond. Same thing here. So now I have like a diamond around there. And then there. And then here. Make sure there I've got it. There I've got it. I think it's correct. So you can kind of see there's little diamond shapes. But I made one that was so much better. I loved it because I brought in more uploaded blocks. I brought in some different things. These are blocks that I saved because I thought I could just use them on the fly, you know. The bear paw, that would be kind of cool because it's on an angle. I don't know if it would help me in this case. It's a completely different color, so I might want to do it again with this color. But maybe I would put, let's see, if it's on an angle. Yeah, I'm not sure. You know, if you wanted to emanate around this block with the bear paw, I could do that. So I have to select it. So I have to reset, then select that, make sure rotate is off, and maybe put it there, 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 and there, and then put rotate on. And so now these are all pointing towards that, but that isn't really that pretty, I don't think, to have in the center of a quilt. I mean, it's pretty, but it's not a, I don't know, it doesn't have starlight quality. So let me go ahead and upload. That would be kind of cool. Another bear paw. This is a different colorway. I might have to bring in, yeah, this is a different, I don't like this coloring. I'm going to have to redo that. I guess I'll just bring that one in. And so it's still activated. So I'll put it there. Oops, I've got rotate on. Let me toggle it off. So you kind of get the idea then. And so maybe I want to put it everywhere where I see these. Maybe I don't even want the pinwheels anymore. So there's just a lot more options. And then if you decide, you know what, I want to just start from scratch, I'm going to unlock this row and maybe make these all even. Okay. And notice how when I clicked it, it populates in the manner that things were rotated on here. You see some are going, you know, well, let's see, these are the evens. 2, 4. So notice they're in totally different directions. So I do kind of like that. I might want to lock it, and this is activated now. This is off. I'm going to put this back in the center. That's kind of cool. These are kind of going around it instead of like emanating off of it. Like say I had, God, there's so many options. Say I put the spool here. So reset. And then see, I almost touched this, but even if I do, nothing's going to happen because it's locked. So I want to select this one, and maybe I'll do that and that. And I'll toggle rotate on. So I didn't like all three of these being the same. So that one's already rotated. I don't know, man. It's just so cool. There's so many options. Maybe I'll reset it and put, oops, I have rotate on. I wanted to put this one there. Okay. So I don't know. Was that the right decision? So now instead of these emanating off, you know, these being rotated, oops, I accidentally touched that and I populated it with that. So let me reset it and choose this and repopulate it. So instead of them going this way and this way off, now they're rotating around it. And yeah, things are quite a bit different. It's just too much fun. It's just playing with your mind and your eyes and, you know, seeing different shapes form and whatnot. It's just so much fun. And then you can still screenshot it. I fixed that button as well. And I'll put it in my drive. There it is. It's got the timestamp. You don't have to rename it because it doesn't have a date timestamp. It's just a time. But of course, you can always rename it to, I don't know, bear and bow tie. Bear bow. And then I usually put a capital Q for quilt. And then just hit upload and it's there in my drive. So I scroll back up, and again, the same thing. If you want to rotate everything, if you want all of these to be rotated in the opposite manner of what you see here, if you hit even, they're just gonna, or if you hit this button with this activated, it's just gonna put them the way that, let me think now. It should put them that way, but if they've already been rotated that way, so everything's going to get messed up. So let's keep our eye on, say, this one. Because remember, up here they're pointing left, and this one is pointing right. So let's see if I just click it. Notice that still stayed right. So if you want everything to rotate, remember, you just click here, and that rotated. See, it rotates its own quilt, but also now when you come down here, keep your eye on this one. When you click this, it's activated. This will rotate to what it was up there. So see now. Not what it was, but it'll rotate opposite. So it's just crazy the way it messes with your brain. And then, of course, you know, if those are the evens, maybe you want to put the odds in. Maybe you want to do this. You know, you can play with these and then just keep bringing in other blocks. So this uploaded finished block is where, if I go back, this is where you would save it to your phone. So any block you make that you know you want to use a lot and you want to play with, just create it and then share save it from this screen. Like this one, I don't have share saved. And I'll just call it, I messed up, bow teal. Okay. And then I'll upload it. And now it's in my drive. And for me then to get it here so I can use it, I go to my home screen. I go to my drive. Oh, I'm in a different, okay. This is a different account. I forgot. Let me think now. Okay, I want to go to my other account. Okay. And I'm in my app, and I put it in Quilt screenshots because I've been putting everything in there, even my blocks that I screenshot, because I was just getting too confused. So I'll just go ahead and click three dots, click download. And so now it's downloaded, and then I'll go into my gallery. There it is on recent, but I want to put it in one of my albums. I know my Long Arm Designs album shows up for the app. So I'll click that, click the three dots, add items, click recent, check, done, copy or move. I'm just going to move it so I don't get confused. So there it is. So now it's in my Long Arm Designs. So now I'll click here, go back to the app. This thing is sticky. Okay, go there. And so say I didn't want to have this in slot 3 anymore, although you could see it on point. Oh, let's rotate every other one. Okay, that's something different. So that's on point, but let's just go back and say I just wanted to put, let's just load that one. Say down here, I did want to put something else in. Upload 3 are all the blocks like from my from my website and whatnot, but I think I also have them in long arm designs, like the bear claw and that, and this one. Yeah, I'm going to have to redo that one and use a different color instead of that one. This is my heart that I have for, do I have this one for free? I think I do. But let's just say I wanted to color it a different color. I could choose that. Oh, I'm just going to choose this, duh. What am I thinking? Because I'm going to recolor it. Okay, so I'll recolor that with teal. So I'm going to make the tips black. And then I'll do teal here. Sometimes I think I want that to be black because it's on the diagonal. And then I'll just use the light silver. Okay, and then my new tan. And then temp save. So now when I go to compare all and go down to the mixer quilt, oh, look at the bear paws with this. Oh, how cool that is. But anyways, so this is block 2 and 3, that default. But if I wanted to bring that other one in now, what was it? The bow tie? It's in here already done. I'll just select, so now I can use it, with this. And then I can do the same kind of idea. Right away though, I'm going to lock these. I'm going to choose this one. I should have, first of all, made them all blank with this being the silver block, but you kind of get the idea. So I'm going to choose this one, rotates off. So I'll put that one there. And now we'll turn rotate on, and I'll rotate these coming off of there. Whoops. Oh, that was already correct. Okay, I'm getting. So then you can't kind of tell, you kind of can't tell that they're rotated off. And so let's just make these. See, I get dizzy. That's why I have to make them all plain. Okay, that's coming up. I'm going to change this uploaded one. Oh, but I brought it in for a reason. So let's reset. Let's choose that. Let's turn off rotate. Oh, right. I was going to have this do something. Okay, what am I going to have it do? Maybe I'll put it here and here and here and here. Turn on rotate and have it go to that one. But I'm going to have, well, if I have it go to that one, then this one would go to that one and then reset it. Oh, see, I hit that by accident. I would have messed everything up. But since I locked it as soon as I got here, I wonder if I should default it to lock instead of defaulting it to unlocked when you get here. I almost am not sure now, because I'd like for people to get used to locking it, so yeah, I don't know. I guess I'll wait for feedback on that. But so I'm going to toggle rotate off. This is locked, block 1, and I'm going to put it here and here. And maybe I will do it there and there. So let me think now. Reset. Oh, see, I hit that again. Good thing it's locked. I want to select that because I'm getting a little confused. Is it correct? I can see these cute little shapes here, but I think I want, because this is coming around the center block, I'm going to bring in, since I have my bow ties correct, I think, I'm going to bring in something else other than that. I want to go into quilt blocks for TCQ. See, I wish I had this in a better colorway. So now this is, I have to lock this so I don't accidentally hit it. I'm going to reset this. I'm going to choose that. I guess it's not bad, but I'm not crazy about the coloring. So yeah, maybe I want that one there. And yeah, I'm not sure how I want it. This isn't doing anything there. Oh, but I have this down here. Yeah, so I'm not sure now. I'm actually more creative when I'm by myself, as we all are. I'll just do that. Yeah, I can't think. Okay, I think that's symmetrical, I think. So then I would screenshot that, yes. And so then I'd always have it. So this is Bear Claw. I'm going to say it's with the Hunter Star. Bear Hunter Star Quilt. Trying not to make it too long, and then upload it. And then, like I was saying, if you wanted to start from scratch, you would upload a finished block and quilt blocks for TCQ. These are all plain. And here's what I did. If you wanted, you know how a lot of people are doing the square quilts? Well, I wish I could get a 6x6 inch quilt here. Not 6x6 inch, but 6 blocks across by 6 down. But 6 down, these are 6 down. You know, it takes up a lot of space, and for the width, then your blocks are going to be really tiny. So I'm still trying to decide on that, how I should address that in the future. But for now, if you wanted, say, a 5x5 square quilt or a 4x4 square quilt, because if you have even numbers, then you could do more with the center. You can have each of these 4 bear paws meeting in the center. See, I have this selected. So what I would do, I could unlock it to make it quick for me, and just all the evens now are that, and then go ahead and lock it again, and then this is still selected, and then just make everything blank, and then decide if you want to go with a 5x5. So I would start here. So 5x5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5 across. And then since there's 7, you'd have to start down here. So this would be your square quilt, your 5x5. So then you might want to define that with, say, this block. So everything's off, that's locked. So then just kind of put something there to give you a starting point of your 5x5. But still, a 5x5, you still have to put something in the center if you want it to emanate around it, you know, and then just continue. Now, if you wanted a 4x4, let's reset it. I'll choose that. So the 4x4 would be 1, 2, 3, 4. So you'd start here. So let me reset it and choose this again. So you'd start here and then 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. And I've seen a lot of people make lap quilts or, I don't know, table toppers or what have you, and they are 4x4. So, I mean, you can, and these blocks could be huge, you know, they could be 20 inches if you wanted, you know, 20 times 4 is 80, right? So, or a 16 times 4 is 64. They could be 16 inches. But in this case, then you could take your bear claw, reset, choose this. This is everything's locked, that rotates off, and I can put them here and then turn on rotate and, you know, have them go in the center. Now I don't have sashing, so you don't see the separation, and that's usually what you see with a bear claw. You know what? Maybe I'll make a bear claw block that's diagonal like this, but it has a built-in sashing. So then you could use it like this and have the sashing, but then you'd have to have sashing here. So I'd have to make a lot of blocks like that. Okay. I don't know about that. But it's an idea. I mean, I could still try it. You don't definitely have to have sashing all the way across. It could just be in the center as, you know, for your emanating focal point block. And so, you know, then you can reset and say, do this. Oops. I have rotate on, so I rotated a plain square. Toggle that off. That. Oops, see, I clicked it by accident again. So block 2 is selected. So now I can rotate those and make it pretty around. And that would be, you know, kind of pretty. But yeah, maybe I will make one of these with the sashing. That would be really pretty then. So then, of course, you can temp save this, and not temp save it, screenshot. And then this would be bear 4x4. I don't know if I should put bear spool 4x4 and then upload that. So at least it gives you an idea. And like I said, I don't know if I should try to squeeze in a 6x6 because, you know, then you would be able to do this and have 6 of them. But I mean, some people would just use this as their base and then just put a border around it and it would be bigger and so on. And that's another idea. If you know, if you wanted to put this so that you have a border around it, I guess you could use, let's see. No, you couldn't on the 4x4. You would just have to put it around here. Yeah. So everything points to me making a 6x6 quilt or a quilt that's 6 inches or not inches, but 6 blocks across and maybe 6 down. I've already got 6 down on here on these, but so we'll see, you know, in the future. But I could kind of see how a border would look. So say I wanted to, I don't know what I would have that, I mean, these could be a border, that could be. Yeah, these are different. I don't know what would make a good border. I guess I could, do I have this color? No, that's a different color. So I'm working in teal. I guess I could choose that. That's kind of the teal green that I'm working with. I could choose, I think I already have that one, right? Let's see what that would look like. So I have to reset it here, choose it there, make sure that's off. You know, and I could have a cornerstone, I guess. Well, that doesn't look good. Reset. That would probably look better. So, I mean, it does give you an idea, but it's not the full picture. Yeah, I don't really have anything. I wonder what that would look like. Reset, choose it. No, that's doesn't do anything. I also made a separate album for just the blocks. That's blue instead of teal. So I guess I'll go with that. I mean, I don't think you'd use that as a border because these would have to be pretty small, but so yeah, I mean, it's a start, something for me to think about. Maybe I'll try and see what 6 across looks like, because then you can make a 4x4 with a border. You can't make a 5x5 with a border though, but so a lot of options, a lot of things for me to think about too. So anyway, so there you go, guys. Just so many options. And then here you can load it. And I still have load temp 3 there if you ever wanted that, because originally, you know, this was just for on point. My third block was just an on point quilt, but now I've got it everywhere. So I guess I'm kind of okay with that. And the reason why is because you have choices here, and then you can, you know, temp save that. And when you go to see more, you can bring up that same block and just have a different colorway. So there it is up there in that color. And then I'll just see what load temp 2 looks like. Okay. But I can do load temp 1, and there it is, and I can just change one of the colors. It might color over it easily. Like say I wanted an orange in there. Oh, that doesn't look good at all. You know, maybe I wanted something like that and I want to use these two together. You could do that. Or you could just, since that was load temp 2, I could just, oh no, that was load temp 1. So I don't have a reset to 1. So, but I could always go back in. Now that wasn't you have to choose something on that screen. That was an upload. Oops, that was my upload, my last upload. So let's see, I put them all in long arm design. So here it is here. So I could start from scratch using these same colors. And remember, even if I click up here, it'll populate down there. So I can do that. And then, let's see. Yeah, I think I'll undo that. And I'll go back down to the orange. Make it like that. And put the orange there. And I don't know, should I put this there? Maybe. And then times save. So that's kind of the reason. And let's see what I had here. Oh, that's what I had up there. So, and here I have load temp 1, but I saved that as temp 1. So it would carry over. So then I'd probably, I don't know, maybe I'll bring in which is the one I wanted to make prettier. The Hunter Star. And not prettier, but something that I'm working on. I usually go opposite then here. This is just my system to make it quicker. And then, let's see, I'm going to do the blacks because I don't want a lot of black showing. Then I fill those in. And then now, since these are lighter, it might look better, but I may want to go with a silver. So I click and skip, big skip, big skip, big skip. With that selected, I think I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, and assign it. That looks better. And then I'll temp save that. And then when I get to the, I don't like the orange now. I think I'm going to change that. And I'm going to see if I can go over it with the silver. Yeah, I'll temp save that. So I'll compare all. And then I can still share save this. And I'll put it in the drive. And I'll rename it Hunter. And I'll just put teal. Oops. And I'll go in my quilt screenshots folder in my drive, but I can change that, of course. And I'll just click upload. And these are saving as JPEGs, by the way, on this screen. So now it's saved in my drive. I'm going to go and get it and put it like in my album on my phone, the album that this app allows to go to, in other words. So I will, and everybody's phone is different, so you'll have to see which folder you need to put your uploaded designs into. So I'll go to my drive. And here it is here. It's already in my quilt screenshots folder. So I'll just click these three dots. I could have done it on the other screen and then hit download. So now it's downloaded to my phone instead of just in my drive. So now I'm going to go to my album, my gallery here. And let's see, where have I been putting these? I've been putting these, this one, Quilt Blocks for TSC. And so this is the album or folder where I put a lot of my quilt blocks that are already done, like they're finished. And I'll just click the three dots, add items. And here's my recent. I'll just select that, click done, and then I'll move it there. So there it is now, it's in here. And I'll go back to the app. And so now this is actually in my uploaded folder in my phone. So I don't really even need it here if I don't want it here. If I need to go back and say put something else in temp 3, like maybe I want to, you know, choose a different block. I'm not sure what I'd want to choose. I don't know that I've saved this one in those colors. I could, you know, do this one. This is the one where you can do it to where they're slightly lighter or darker. Maybe I'll leave that as the dark color. And let's see. I'll select it and maybe 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And it's starting to get more blue. So I'm going to add a little bit more green. Okay. I don't know, maybe they're too far apart. Let me darken it. I'll go with that. And then I'll assign it. I'm just going to assign it to, because you can always get black, right? So I'm going to assign it there. Yeah, those are probably too close. Let me darken it. Okay. That might be okay. And then I'm going to just temp save it so I don't forget, because remember that saves the colors too. And then for these, I'm not sure yet. I'll do these first. So you go here and then you, instead of choosing the center, you choose those, and then here you choose the center, and then here you choose those. And then you just fill in. Yeah, that was a good choice. And then some people make this all solid inside. I could just do that. Or I could, you know, make that different. Like I could do that 1, 2, 3, 4 on it and assign it. And just make it slightly different. And then what I've seen is they make this one like even darker than the dark. But I'm just going to make it black. Oops, I didn't choose it. Okay. So I know I could have hit undo, but that's okay. I wonder if I should make this black in here. I don't know how I feel about that. For right now, I'll just click this and I'll just make these all light. I don't know, should I make these the darker one? I'm not sure. Let's see. Should I make one of these black? I'm not sure what I want to do. I don't know how it would look. let's see. Oops, I keep not selecting the black. Okay. So when I hit undo, it doesn't undo the color. It just undoes what I did here. So now black is selected, and I mean, it's going to have more of a, you know, an inkling going that way. I guess I'll let it go for right now. And I'll temp save it. And I'll just load this one. It was already temp saved. So, and then I'll compare all. Now I can save this one too and download it for future, just so you know. But for right now, I'll just go into the mixer. So there's this one. And now remember here, you can click this and all of these will rotate. These are the evens on this quilt. So if I click it, I'll see they rotated 90 degrees. And then I can rotate those as well. And that is a pretty block. And then same thing here. So these two are just really simple, but remember, you can just go in and click on just one and rotate it if you like. And then remember, if you wanted them all to be, say, this block, then that's when you click, which one was I on? You can rotate them here too. I think I was this one, but you know, you have this where it's just all that block. And again, you can do your rotating there as well. And then the same thing for this one, but we'll go back here. And then let's go down to the mixer then. And so with the mixer now, I can bring in that other one. But maybe before I bring it in, I want to bring in that solid one and get my bearings. Quilt blocks, this one. And maybe I just want to, you know, I can make it fast by just clicking on here. It'll do all the evens. Okay, but then I should lock it. And then I can select it there, rotate is off, and then just make these all blank, and I can start from scratch. And so now I can upload this one. And this is still active, so I could put it in the center and then wherever I want else, you know. So then you can just start from scratch. And I'm not sure if that's what I wanted to do with it, but at least it's simple enough I won't get confused. And then that's now when maybe I'll go to one of these. Now these are going to go odd, so they'll be replacing this 1, 3, 5. So they'll be replacing all of these. So I'll probably just want to select them singly. So that's when I use the purple buttons. Because remember, this row and this row are for when you click on here. And this is locked, so I don't have to worry. So maybe I'll click, I don't know which one I should click. I'll click this one first, and I'll put it around there, and then maybe I'll rotate it. Whoops, it was already correct. Okay. And I can bring it down or not, you know. Oh, the rotate is on, and this won't look like it's rotating because it's symmetrical all the way around the coloring. So I'd have to toggle this off, and this is still selected. And remember, if I click it, nothing's going to happen because I have it locked. And I'll just put them up there. And I don't know, maybe I should have put this one just to be different. Maybe I will. Oh, oh, that's right. This is the one where I did the silver inside and outside. So I've been playing a lot with that where creating my negative space. Let me rotate. Let me see what that does. That is interesting. That would look good if it were in the center on like one of those 4x4s, because this is the same color as the background, so I wouldn't even need my sashing. I didn't think of that, but maybe I could go like that. And then maybe I want to do this block somewhere. I don't know. Oops, I can't click because my rotate's on. Yeah, that doesn't look good there. I don't think. And I don't have the solid here. Let's just go with it. And yeah, I don't know what to do. I've got these two are angled. This is angled. So I have a lot of angles. This is the only one that's not angled. So I chose a lot of angled blocks. So maybe I want to bring in something else. Oh, these are blue. Is it the blue or the green? Yeah, it's kind of bluish. Okay, here's a green one, but it's not the dark green, but so now let's reset and select this. So that's off, this is locked. I don't know, I don't think that looks good next to that. So, yeah, I don't know what I want to do now. Now I got rid of all of the hunter's star except for the center. That was a little radical. So I could put my rotate on, and so it kind of makes oh, this is a different color silver. That's right, because this was when I was using the darker silver. But if it were the lighter silver like this, it would match better. So it would just look like that's making like a flower, kind of. So I guess you can imagine it as a different color. Maybe if it were, I don't know, orange or pink or what have you. And then, yeah, I don't know what else to put in. So it's just, there's too many options. I have to keep creating more blocks and saving them in my colorway. Oh, I'm on the wrong, I want to be in this one. I wonder what that's going to do for me. So if I go here, whoops, I got to select it. Well, it is selected, but I had I had rotate on. Okay. There. Yeah, I don't know. I have to try to be more creative, I guess. Now I'm getting rid of these. See how fickle I am? I should have left these here. Duh. Oh, and I don't have it anymore. All right. So it's still selected. Now I have to rotate it. Oh, no, that one. No, they're both right. So, yeah, it's selected. Let me turn that off. Okay, they're vertical. I'm just going to fill them in. Just because I don't know what else to do. That's kind of interesting. I'm not sure what I created, but I probably have to go in and do some rotations or something. Remember, I had this coming here with these two. Yeah, I don't know what I would want to do. If I put, this is still selected, if I just put it in there, I probably want to rotate this one and rotate that one and make a diamond. These two are rotated. I mean, it is making something for me, but I mean, it is changing. The pattern is making my eyes readjust and pop around and have fun. It's weird though, I have these like that. You know, that's kind of different. Maybe since it's selected, whoops, and now these are just in the corners. I don't know how good that looks. Those have to rotate, I think. Well, I don't know. Well, yeah, it made a diamond. Yeah, I don't know what I made there. Oh, it almost looks like an oval around here. I'm getting dizzy. But you kind of get the idea. You could play with it. So it's really good to save a lot of blocks that you know you're going to use in the colorway that you're playing with. And then, you know, just kind of bring them in and play around with them. So, you know, you'll have 3 of them here that you created that you could play with, and then 1 from your past. So, yeah, it's just crazy. I wish I were more creative when I'm filming. Anyways, all right, guys. Well, and then of course, if you want to save this, you'll save it as a screenshot. So it took the screenshot just by clicking here. So you don't have to use your phone. But remember, if you want it immediately available to you to look at, you can screenshot with your phone. On my phone, it's the 2 buttons here. It's the power and volume down. You press them together. Here, let me go ahead and just hit no for a minute. So if I didn't want to have to go through the trouble of putting it to Google Drive and then bringing it from Google Drive, into my phone so I could see it, or I can look at it right from Google Drive, But if you wanted to just screenshot this, then for my phone, it's these 2 buttons and together. There, it took a shot. And so now it's right there on my phone. I don't have to mess around. So if I ever, did I take it of this instead of this one? Yeah, I did. Okay, so now it's there. So if I ever want to like repeat it, I'll have it in my phone. And so, let's just say that I did unlock this and looks like my phone went darker. And say I'm going to put these in all the evens. Or let's see, the odds. These are diagonals. These are going in the evens, but they're already in most of them. Let's just see. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and lock it right away. So that went in all the evens, and I've still got my spools in there. But these probably don't look good next to these because there's not enough contrast, I think, like just the manner of the quilt. So I'd probably choose this. I'd toggle the rotate off. This is locked. And I'd probably put these back in. But I don't know about how I want them. Okay, they're all vertical. And then if I wanted to go back to my design, I could just hit here, my other quilt. And these are my albums. Where's my images? I could just click here and go to images. And these are the last screenshots I did. So then now that's there, and I can hit this, and I can kind of like see that and go back to this, you know, click here and, you know, kind of see what it was. I could say, oh, okay, I had that in the center. So then I can go and bring that back. Which one was it? This one. That's selected. Take rotate off and put that there. And I can start to kind of mimic it, but maybe there were certain things about it I didn't like. I don't know, maybe I didn't want the beige for the bear paws. Maybe I want this one. So I'll reset it. And then they were in the diagonal, you know, in the corners. And now click rotate. So they're pointing down, pointing up, and pointing down. Oh, I like that. It's all monotone. Oh, that looks so good. I love it. So I have this one. I have the spool. So I have these two, this, and the spool. So I only have this right there. I bet I could put that in the corner. Well, it might not look good next to this in the corners. But you kind of get the idea. It's just crazy. So like I said, if I want to just have this on my phone, you know, it's nice to have them all in Google Drive, all my screenshots in Google Drive. But if I just want to save it on my phone, I can hit the two buttons together. I'm going to put this in Drive. It's so cute. I like the 2 or 3 color quilts. I don't know. They're so pretty. So I'll put that in Drive. And this would be called, now these have a timestamp, just the time. So you don't have to rename them. I mean, the chances of you getting the same time, you know, aren't that big. But I'll just rename it. Let's see. I got bear. What was this one? A star and a star. Wait, a diamond and a square. Diamond, square. I don't want to make it, you know, too big. The file name, diamond, square, hunt, and then quilt. And so that's going to go in my quilt screenshots. God is so pretty. I love it. I don't know how easy this block is to make. I've made the Hunter Star before, and I actually made it one time on my embroidery machine. I have all the pieces of it. I don't know if I would do that though, that much. Maybe. I mean, they come out perfect. Like it's a perfect Hunter Star because, you know, the embroidery machine stitched everything. But you do have to stand at the machine and press everything back. But it's no different than having to cut everything, right? The pieces don't have to be that perfect because you're going to just trim them as you go. you know, trim the seam allowances. But so anyways, yeah, that is just too much fun. Too much fun. So these will rotate as you see them. See, because I think I might have moved some of these, but I can't remember if I went back or not. Hey guys, interrupting the video one last time. I did make some changes and since the beginning of this video actually. I actually made it so that this lock button is red when you first come to this screen. I just thought it would, you know, ease a lot of stress by having it red right off the bat. And then of course you can unlock it and then use the middle row. So it'll be red. And one other thing that I forgot about is that when you say you want to screenshot this quilt, and I'll click here, and yes, I want to share, save it. You can also put your screenshots, even your quilt blocks, into this photos folder. This is actually Google Photos. So, you know, like on your laptop or anything, when you click on the Google up in the corner and all those Google apps show up, like Gmail, Drive, and so on. This is in there as well. And so for my phone, when I'm using this app, it does allow me to pick from the photos folder. So, and it's actually sometimes quicker to get it to your phone by using this. And I'll show you what happens. It's a little quirky, but I'll just click it for this. I've been using it for my quilt block. So there it is there, and I just hit upload. So now let's see how we could use that upload feature. So I'm going to go back to screen 3. Well, I'm actually going to go back all the way back home because I'm going to start from scratch and pretend like I just want to make some blocks that I want to save in my photos folder, you know, to have. So that's kind of going to be my goal right now. So I'm just going to go all the way back home, and I'm just going to create some blocks that I think might go with my current project in a certain colorway. So let's just say that I'm doing a colorway with, say, some blues, and maybe even I'll try, I never work with these kind of blues here. And instead of adjusting everything, I'm just going to use this so it's quick, you know. So yeah, I'll just pretend like I'm making a whole new project of like blues, and maybe blues and pinks or what have you, whatever would go with this colorway. And I'll just leave everything else the same. And my first block, I guess I'll just make my first block, I'll go to the in-app, and maybe I'll make this one. And I'll just try to quickly fill it in. Let's see. Wherever the blue was, I was putting the black at the top. Oops, not there. Here. So then I'll go back to the blue is where the black was. Okay. And then maybe I'll go with a pink instead of the tan. And I'm just going to put it all the way around just to save time. I know it's probably going to be kind of boring, but And then I'll use the silver for the background. And I'll temp save that, and then I'll see more. And then I do want to bring in something somewhat of an angle. So let's see. And I can make almost anything into an angular type of block. They don't have to be angular like this. Like I could, well, this one is kind of angular. But it may take me a while. You know, I could make this one angular if I wanted. I'm just going to bring it in. And let's see. If I wanted to make it angular, I could do something like that. That would be interesting. I've never done that. And then maybe you know, change that up there. So it is kind of an angular block. I could think of it that way. So I'll temp save that. And let's see, what do I have up there? The star. Maybe I'll just put the pinwheel in and I'll use these colors. And so I'll just, so I start with the far left and then right. So left bottom, right top of this line, and then the centers. And then number 2, I fill in the box, or the corner rather, and then I fill in the box. And then black is, number 3 is a little harder. It's up and then down, kind of in the center, and then all the way right and left. And then this one just fills in. And we'll temp save that. So we're going to just compare all, and we're going to say, okay, I want these 3 blocks to be available to me for my upload button on the next screen, you know, for the mixer quilt. And so I'm just going to quickly put them into photos. I'm going to hit share save, and instead of putting them in Drive, I'm just going to click Google Photos. And it's up, there's your preview, click upload, and you're done. And then share save this one in photos. There's your preview, upload. You're done. Share save photos. There's your preview, upload. And I'm done. And so now I could say, okay, I'm going to go back home and I'm going to use the same colorway. So I'm going to load temp one just to get my colors, but I'm going to bring in 3 different, completely different designs. You know, I can reset it to the pinwheel if I want, the colors stay, or I could do in-app and just bring something completely different in. So say I want to bring in a 9 patch that's, say, pink and black. And then I'll temp save that and see more. So that's my block number 1 now. And then I have the same colors here, but I'll bring in maybe I'll bring this in these colors. And maybe I'll actually take one of them and I'll 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, kind of darken it just to give some contrast. And I'll click the black and I don't know, I'll put the blue there and I'll put this here and the pink there. And temp save that. And now I can click on this color, this dark color, because it'll populate down here as well. And I can assign it down here. So I could use the same dark color down here. And I could leave it as the pinwheel if I wanted. Let's grab an app. I mean, an in-app design. I guess I'll try this one. Well, it is, I don't know. Okay, let's kind of go with it. And I'll use these two as the jewel tones. I never have done that. So there, and then these two on the outside, the center and the outside. Let's just see how that looks. I mean, they're not jewel-like because they're not, you know, the same. Actually, maybe 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let me do something different. I'll put the blacks here, and then I'll click, maybe I'll click the lighter one up here because that too will populate down here. And then maybe instead of the, well, I could put it here just so I have the pink because black is easy to get. And then maybe I will do it jewel toned in here. That's probably not enough contrast, but you kind of get the idea. And then I'll put these here. And I don't know, should I put the pink in the center? Something different. Temp save. And so now I've got 6 blocks all in the same colorway when I get to my mixer quilt. You know, I still have these that I could play with. And that's interesting. So that was 1 and 2. This is 1 and 3. And this is 2 and 3 on here. And so again, I can do all the things I want to do here, or I can just right away go and upload, and here's my photos folder. So I have all my device, they call it device folders on my phone. And there's some albums too down there, but I have access to a lot. But here's my photos album, and this is what I wanted to show you. Not album, but my photos folder from Google. If I click on it, you'll notice today, this is just a screenshot I took earlier, but notice those 3 pictures aren't showing, and that's the quirkiness with photos, I think. I don't think it's anything that I'm doing. I think it's with the photos folder. They're not showing up. So all you have to do is go to your home page or wherever your Google, you know, apps are, and just click on photos, and all of a sudden, boom, did you see they populated? So then you just go back to your app, and there they are there too. It's so weird. So I could bring in, say, one of these, and now I could put that wherever I want. And notice this is locked because I set it to be locked when we first get here, but I can unlock it. And then if I click on this, then all the evens are going to populate with that. Okay, and then you will probably want to lock it again. Or I could have just selected something, you know, like here, and you know, rotate is off. So now when I click on the screen, just that's going to populate. I almost see like a ball shooting out at me. And then you may want to reset it and click here. Reset it, click here. See, I clicked on there. Good thing this is locked. So you want to click here to then click on the quilt, because remember, row 1 and 3 are for clicking on the quilt. So if I want to emanate off of there, like I have been doing just in the diagonals, so I put those 4 in. Now I want to rotate them, so I'll toggle that on. This one's fine. This one needs to point towards the star. That one's fine. That one needs to point towards the star. So then, you know, you can just go at it. And so now I'll toggle rotate off to add more of these. Maybe I want to keep this going, you know. Like I said, I'm not that creative. I get started on a design and I kind of Can't do anything else. I'll toggle rotate to get that. That one's fine. That one. And where am I at? Okay, those are fine. But then I think I'm going to put these, like, let's see, here. Nope, they're not on because I forgot to turn off my rotate. So now this one's on. So I'll put it there and there. And I'm not sure. But you kind of get the idea. Okay, so I have it there, there, and the corners. I almost want to bring in something else like the spool to kind of change things a little. I mean, I could put this in spots. Like I can reset it and put this here and here. I'm not sure what I'm creating. I think these two need to be replaced by something. So let's see what else I had in photos in that colorway. So I have this diagonal and I have a pinwheel. Don't I already have the pinwheel though? I thought I did. Oh no, I didn't. Okay. See, I'm getting confused. So let me reset it and choose this one. I don't know if I like that there. Maybe there, there, there. I don't know, something like that. And then you can screenshot that, yes. And these, the quilts, I've been putting in my drive because I like to keep things more organized instead of the photos. Because the photos, the Google Photos, a lot of things go to Google Photos. Even like when you do a screenshot on your actual phone, if you actually do a screenshot with your power button. And this is timestamp, so I'm just going to click upload without renaming it. So yeah, so just, take a look at your photos folder. Now I have an older Android. This one is an A54. It's a Samsung A54, but I have an A53 and I don't see the photos folder coming up on that one, but it could just be something in settings. So I'm still a little fuzzy on that there's so many changes with the Androids, and then the laws change, and then it's a little crazy. And you do want to use your phone. And that was one other thing I did want to touch on is you want to use exterior storage as much as you can, because if I were to build storage in this app, it would slow it down. It would just bog down and it wouldn't be enjoyable. And so even with like the quilt blocks, like if I wanted to upload from the blocks that I have on my website, like some of the free ones, I put them in, I think I put those even in my long arm designs folder, because I think this one is on my website. Yeah, and so is the bear claw. So I've been putting them in the same folder, but they're on my phone, so they're not crowding the app. So I just think that's so much better. And like I said, please, by all means, give me some requests that you want for for the free ones on my website. I only have a couple that I put as, that you have to purchase some. And I'm going to try to make more free ones, but I don't really know what everybody wants. So please, send me your requests by email, WeQuiltStudio@gmail. So yeah, I put my uploaded ones here. So what was this one? This one was, oh, but it's not finished. I'm talking about uploaded ones if I take this on, say, screen 1 or screen 2. But I do have it here already finished. Yeah, I have one here finished, but it's in a different colorway. This is a different colorway. I mean, I could bring that in. That's finished. I could put that, since it's activated still, the uploaded purple button is active, rotate is off. I could put it right there. So it's just endless. The options are endless. But what I was saying about, you know, screen 1 or screen 2 for when you upload. Now, did I save this? Yeah, I think I did. So we're going to go back and I'll just go to the home button. But this upload button here, I believe I put my designs like that are on my website, the quilt blocks. I believe I put them also in this long arm designs folder. Like there's this one, here's the bear paw. So yeah, it's just crazy. The options are just endless. So I could bring this in and, you know, like again, I can load temp 1 to get my colors and then reset to upload block. Because remember, the blue ones are for just the outlines of the block or whatever you uploaded. What if you uploaded an image? That's fine too, you know. So, but yeah, I can use this and I can make it into something a little funky. Actually, I could just color the rest of it silver. You know, it could just be a different type of chain. And, or I can just do that. And then this would be just a totally different design. I think I'd need a little more contrast though. I'd probably go with like a darker pink. Oh, it's getting more purple. So I'd probably click down there to get me on track and then assign it. I could go over it, it'll be fine. When they're in the same color value, they paint over each other really well. So I could do something like that. So yeah, I could just go on and on and on and on. And here, I don't even have to do anything. I can, you know, I don't have to load anything. Like I don't have to do that. I could reset to pinwheel and then just hit compare all, and that block is still shows up here because it was already temp saved, you know. So it was already temp saved too. So that's why. So now I have this one. And I'm going to get a completely different look because these are both angular. And then that's when you can play around. Yeah, I don't really like that. But you kind of get the idea. I've got everything angular. This isn't really angular. I guess you could say it is. I shouldn't say angular. I mean on a diagonal. So that's interesting. Well, that's okay. We already had that. So that's the same as it was before. But I could change it to the odds by unlocking this. And I'll have the odd with the even quickly. And then I could see how that is. But that's just 1 in 3, which is exactly what that is. But then you have the option to, you know, mix it up and everything. So I lock that again. So yeah, it's just crazy. It's crazy, crazy, crazy. And I think I have my appliques. I have some of them here in this folder. Now I have the background isn't really going to match real well. And this one I didn't crop it square, so it's coming in incorrect. But in my embroidery software, if I would have cropped this as a square and then saved that image, this would have brought in better. But like I said, the background isn't really matching. But if it were, I could reset down here, click it. This is off, this is off. But when I click on here, I can have that wherever I want. And of course, you can actually unlock and then get back to where you were if you don't like it. Or you could turn them all silver. I have the picture of my baby girl. And let's see, this is activated, but this is on. So let me lock it. And I can just put her in the center. And it goes on and on and on and on. So I hope you guys like it. It's just too much fun. And if you have any questions, you can always email me at wequiltstudio@gmail.com. And also, like I said, any requests, I'm more than happy to oblige. All right, guys, we'll see you next time. Bye.